This API is likely to have high usage, especially when you consider the nature of human beings. Bob will probably be logging in and out of the dating platform from multiple devices and then wiping the history of these devices because he doesn't want his girlfriend to find out he's still shopping around in case it turns out that she's ultimately the best he can do and decides to eventually marry her. People do that. Don't judge us. We don't invent these things. They happen. The matching API will make a call every time the dating platform wants to do a matching exercise and needs the outcome of the user's personality profile. Depending on how the business rules on the platform are configured, the use of this API could either be high, moderate, or low. Say the business rule says that a user only has to have a personality test done once, and that the outcome is used every time the user needs to be matched with a new group of users. If a user changes their potential partner preferences often, then matching would have to happen quite often because the preference change may result in a completely new pool of users from which to match. In this case, we've decided that the initial personality test will be done based on user input. However, the user profile data will change as the user uses the platform. We will then use descriptive analytics to monitor the user's behavior on the platform and decide the threshold of change that will necessitate new personality profiling for matching. This means that we may need to call the Type Finder API multiple times for the same user. To minimize the cost of calling the API, however, we might decide that only paying subscribers will be matched via a personality test. The rest of the users, we could use a self-developed preference profile matching algorithm until they subscribe. The Scribe API needs to be called every time a subscription has to be managed. So it will be called every time a user signs up for a subscription, as well as to authenticate a user subscription every time a user wants to use a paid feature. Let's say sending a personal message to another user is a paid feature. Every time a user presses send, authentication would have to be done to validate that the user has the right to use the feature based on whether they are a paying subscriber or not. To minimize the cost calling this API, we might build in a business rule that says we only call the API once per session per user on the platform. We call the API once and save the return value on our platform. Let's say the outcome is not subscribed. Then we reference that outcome every time the user attempts to use a paid feature and deny the request until there's a change on the user's account profile. We would then have to poll this profile religiously. This is to ensure that if the user then decides to subscribe and pay in that same session, we're able to pick it up from their account, call the subscription API just to verify the subscription, then grant access to the user for the paid features. This API is called if the user wants to make a payment using PayPal. Not every user will use this option. Some users will likely use their credit cards from which the recurring subscription would be taken. Some users may choose to use this payment method to protect their credit card info. The content moderation API is tricky because it would have to monitor all user-provided info and communication against a truckload of business rules. We decided to source this API because this is a highly involved, resource-heavy exercise. Monitoring can go from ensuring that users don't hide phone numbers and email addresses on their profiles or put lewd self-descriptions or commentary on their profiles. This moderation would have to be done for every single user using the platform on any given day at any given time, meaning the usage of this API would be quite high. Right, so let's start computing the costs of these APIs to see if our business case makes sense. We assume that we could at least attract 40,000 registered users within the first 6 months of launching the platform. We've come up with this estimate based on market research and data we've collected, that if we perform a product awareness campaign, we should quite easily reach this number of users within the first 6 months. We then estimate that we would have an awareness to engagement conversion rate of 47%, which leaves us with 18,800 active users. We also estimate that we would be able to sign on 4,500 new users every month. With an estimated monetization conversion rate of 28%. Leaving us with 11,200 paying subscribers. We then estimate that the average number of times an active user would log in per month is 11 times. Some active users would log in 15 times a month, some would log in 7 times. However, the average login rate across the active user base is 11 times per month. Which then leaves us with 206,800 logins per month across the entire active user base. We estimate that the non-active users would log in an average of 2 times per month. Giving us 42,400 logins from non-active users per month. We then end up with a total of 249,200 logins per month. Our next estimate relates to matching. We estimate that users would change a field or two in their preferences and make 4 matching requests per month on average. On the non-active user front, we estimate 1 matching request per month on average. Multiplying that across the user base gives us an average of 75,200 matching requests per month for active users. And 21,200 matching requests on average for non-active users. Giving us a total of 96,400 matching requests from subscribed users on average per month. We decided to only do personality tests for subscribed users for matching purposes to limit API call costs to actual paying users. The rest of the users will be matched via a preference matching algorithm on the platform until they subscribe. We estimate that we would be able to convert 22% of the average 4,500 new users per month, giving us a total of 990 new paying subscribers on average per month. We add the payments from new subscribers to the recurring monthly subscription payments of existing users, arriving at an estimated 12,190 average facilitated payments per month for the given month. We estimate that paying subscribers would use paid features an average of 24 times per user per month. and that non-paying users would attempt to use paid features an average of 13 times per user per month. Resulting in 268,800 monthly average paid feature usage events from subscribed users. As well as a further 98,000 monthly average paid feature usage attempts from non-paying users. Giving us a total as displayed of paid feature usage events and attempts on average per month across the user base. We estimate an average of 89 communication events per user per month. Communication event is an umbrella term for all user-entered data text on the platform, be it profile descriptions, profile names, communication with other users, and so forth. The resultant number of events on average per month across the user base is as displayed. Bear in mind that these values will evolve as users use the platform and actual platform usage data is collected over time.